Hey, what's going on, guys? Generic YouTuber voice here, and today we have a nano boost tier list. I just feel like yapping about Overwatch, so without wasting any more time, why don't we just get into it, man? So yeah, we have D.Va. D.Va is going to be a great nano. I wouldn't put her in the combo god tier because, you know, self-destruct already is such a strong ult. It does a lot of damage already. It's kind of a waste to nano a D.Va that's going to use her bomb. But if she's just like flying onto like a support or something, then it's fantastic for that. You know, she does a lot of fucking damage with those micro missiles. Doomfist, I'll put him in the same tier. I mean, Meteor Strike, it's a good ult, right? It'll boost the damage of it, but it's so inconsistent. You know, Immortality Field, Suzu, stuff like that is in the game. Plus, it's just easy to avoid. So, Doom, you know, his punches, his gun is still really strong with the nano. So, I think he deserves this tier. Most of the tanks, I feel like, are just going to go here anyway. I think Hazard could go up in that same category. You know, his ult, I don't think it lasts long enough to justify the god tier combo. But, you know, Hazard does a bunch of damage up close. With the nano, he could just shred through the enemy team. Same with Junker Queen. If Suzu didn't exist or if Cleanses didn't exist, I would say it would be a god tier combo. But, you know, if you're playing against a good Kiri, she's just going to hold the Suzu. But it's still pretty good. I mean, yeah, I would give Junker Queen the nano pretty much consistently. Now, Mauga, I'll put it up there. I'll fucking put it up there. I don't care. Pretty good combo. Nano Mauga in the cage, like just so much damage up close. Pretty self-explanatory. Don't really need to go on there. Orisa, yeah, man. The fact I would put it up here, but you know, Terra Surge, it's a decent ult. The nano makes it a lot stronger, but just like the Junker Queen ult, just like the Hazard ult, I don't think it lasts long enough. Pretty escapable too, so we're gonna put it down in the great nano tiers. Solid tank with the nano boost. Can't really complain there. Ramattra, you know, I really love nano annihilation, man. I think it's dirty. It increases the tick rate of the ultimate. His punches are really devastating. He gets the movement speed from his ult, so I honestly think it's a really good combo, man. We'll always nano Ramattra with ult, man. Not a bad option at all. You can make the option of speeding away from him, but I don't know. You have to have a Juno or a Lucio. I feel like he's pretty good with it, so we'll put it there. Reinhardt, man. Reinhardt's a good nano. I can't put it in god tier nano combo just because Earth Shatter. Earth Shatter is just, I don't know. You need to give Ryan speed to make it really work. Nano doesn't do that. So if you have a Lucio or something, and it's pretty good, but I'm just going to leave it in great. You know, all the tanks are just good with nano. Next, we have the Roadhog, man. The Roadhog, I think it can work, you know, if he has ult. This is one of those ones where it's like, if he has ult, it's an insanely good combo. But most of the time, if it's just like stale hog without his ult, you know, if he's hooking somebody in, they're probably gonna die anyway. So nano doesn't really help secure that unless it's on like a tank or something. But I don't know. I just feel like there's better targets than hog. But you know, if he has ult, it's definitely insane. Sigma is like okay, you know, he's pretty durable without the nano. I don't really think he needs it most of the time. There's probably better teammates to give it to most of the time. His damage, it does get a lot better, but the shots are kind of hard to land, right? So I don't know if it's like, it's not ideal, but yeah, it's decent. Monkey is a great nano. You know, that tickle damage he does gets upped a lot with the nano. Can really secure kills on supports and stuff. His ult isn't the greatest with nano. I just feel like his ult is good on its own. It adds the extra damage in, but I don't think it's good enough to justify the god tier. Wrecking Ball, gonna be in the same spot, you know, pile drive into the minefield. It's really good. It's really strong. I don't think nano increases the damage of the mines. I could be wrong on that. So because of that, we'll leave him in the gray tier. Pile driver, insane damage with this. So pretty good, man. Pretty good. Zarya, gonna go on the same tier, man. All the tanks get stronger with nano. Pretty self-explanatory. Her ult doesn't do more damage or anything, but you know, she's pretty good with it. I just don't think she's deserving of the god tier, especially because she's kind of like a mid-range character, right? So a lot of characters could probably escape her if they're playing smart. Now, okay, Ashe. Ash, I'm going to throw in the not ideal nano. She's good. She's like a sniper-ish character, right? So characters like that don't really benefit from the... I mean, she does, right? I just feel like there's just better targets. And if we're talking about Bob, I want to put Bob up here too, but Bob is, you can sleep him easily, you can hack him, you can just LOS him. It's not really the best. So it used to be really good, but you can just play around Bob, so it's not really the strongest in the game, in my opinion. We have the Bastion hero. The Bastion hero. I think it's a good nano. You know, if he has his turret form, you combo that up. It does devastating damage. You know, you can avoid it, but it's still, there's no denying it's a pretty good combo. Pretty good. He's pretty good with it. I wouldn't nano his artillery. It's, you know, it does a lot of damage on its own. Plus, it's hard to secure kills with anyway, so it's kind of a waste. But Bastion on his own, pretty solid. Can't complain. Cowboy, Cassidy, McCree, whatever you want to call him. He's pretty good with it. I mean, he does more damage, right? But his shots can be pretty inconsistent depending on who's playing him. High Noon is not a great combo just because... I don't know. I feel like it's just easily LOSable. You know, you could just get out of the way. It's great for catching a person out, but I wouldn't. You know, there's just probably going to be a better target on your team for the nano. So, not ideal, Kree. Not ideal. Echo. Easy god tier. I mean, you have the option to just nano Echo. She can choose any, like, especially with the perks now, considering you can change into your allies. Like, you could just set up a god tier play with Echo. It's just inexplicably god tier, man. You cannot deny that Echo is a god tier. Genji, I think I don't really have to explain that much. Nano Blade, it's a devastating combo. Everybody, this has been in the game since Anna's release. It's always been strong, always will be strong. Genji's movement is just cracked with that extra damage. He's getting the resets. Just god tier all day long, man. All day long. Hanzo, it's one of those ones where, you know, I'll never nano him. Hanzo is a character where he does one-shots, right? He's a one-shot hero. He doesn't really benefit from that nano unless you're striding the tanks. But he already does a decent enough damage, and there's going to be better targets to nano than Hanzo. Just never nano him, you know? We have the Junkrat, the J Silly. Not ideal, but can work. You know, his damage, it's inconsistent. You know, he's just lobbing nades. You can easily avoid the junk spam. If he's on a flank, it's pretty devastating, though, and he catches you by surprise with that nano, but let's be honest, when does that ever really happen? So yeah, he does really, really solid damage with it. It's a lot of fucking damage, but just it's really too inconsistent. Mei, I think May's a good nano. I don't hate the Mei nano. I think if you're keeping her up in the front line, she puts up a wall, she's blasting the enemy tank. It can be pretty good. Her icicles from range can be inconsistent, but still devastating damage if you hit them. She herself becomes more durable too. I think what she gets, she has like 300 HP now, right? The damage reduction is very good with that. I don't know. She turns into like a pseudo tank, right? So I think it's pretty good. Farah's a good nano, man. Farah, I might even put it up in the god tier. I can't. Well, maybe with the perks now that she can move, it's a god tier nano. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it up there, man. Nano Barrage is nasty. It does so much damage. If she couldn't move, if perks never got added and she couldn't move, I would put it up here or down here in the gray. But the fact that she can move with it now is just insane. So she can't just die right when she uses it out of the sky, you know? God tier nano, man. Reaper is devastating with nano, dude. He does so much damage. 300 HP, damage resistance. He just so tanky with it, does so much fucking damage up close. If it wasn't so easy to shut down as all, I would put it in god tier combo, but the fact that it's so easy to shut down just brings it back down here to gray nano, but still a solid fucking option here. Sojourn, man, no questions, up in the god tier. It might be overkill, but if you're playing 6v6, then there's like 2 tanks, right? It's super, super strong. The nano overclock, so much fucking damage, dude. It's so good, man. So you really can't argue this. Might be overkill in some cases, like I mentioned, but it secures kills like no other, man. It's a fucking solid combo. The 76, the Soldier 76. I want to put it up in God tier, but just the nature of Soldier's ult isn't that great in general. You know, I've got you in my sights. You hear it coming. You know to get out of the way. But if he takes you by surprise, it can be pretty devastating. But the fact that, you know, Diva exists, Defense Matrix can just gobble it up. Sigma can shield it off. He can suck it. It just deserves the great Nano. I think it's good. I think it's pretty good. And Soldier can escape. He can run around the map. I think it's all right. I think it's better than these two, personally. You could take him or leave him, but I think Soldier's deserving of the great Nano. It makes his mediocre damage actually become, like, pretty good. Nano Sombra, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I wouldn't say I would never Nano Sombra. It's not ideal, but it can work. Nano doesn't really do anything to boost her EMP ult, and I don't know. I just feel like there's always a better target than Sombra on your team to Nano, whether it's the tank or someone else. I'm just not the biggest fan of Nano Sombra, personally. I know it makes the virus damage go kind of crazy, but if you miss it, then it's kind of like a wasted utility there. Symmetra, I think, dude, Nano Sim is fucking nuts, especially if you can keep her up. She just does insane damage, especially with that perk now that she like kind of leeches shield life or whatever. That's pretty fucking strong, man. I gotta leave her here, man. I think I gotta leave her here. Torball, I don't think the Nano really boosts the damage of it, so I can't put him here. I wouldn't say it's a great Nano because kind of like Junk, his damage is inconsistent, right? It's like projectile shots. You're not always going to be hitting him, but, you know, he can do a lot of damage if he has it. There's probably just better targets on the team, though, so we're going to leave him here for it. Tracer, I mean, Tracer's just God tier. Tracer with the Nano, she can run into your back line, like even easily one clip somebody easily. I don't even know if that's a word, but you know, Tracer, it's just undeniable. The character has insane movement. Her damage gets cracked with this fucking thing. The pulse bomb gets even better damage. I'm pretty sure you can one-shot a lot of tanks with it. So yeah, Tracer is undeniable, man. Very, very solid. Venture, it's a pretty good Nano, you know. Venture, she does a lot of fucking damage with that ultimate if it's nanoed. Pretty good without it too. I wouldn't say it's a god tier combo though, because similar to other heroes, you could just kind of LOS it a lot of the time. You know, Suzu exists, but it's pretty good. Her damage alone is cracked, but with the Nano, it gets even better. Pretty solid target. I would definitely Nano Venture on my team. The Widowmaker, I mean, this one is an obvious never Nano. I just, you know, it's a sniper character. She does one shots. No point in extra boosting that damage. You can make the argument that it one shots tanks better, or not one shots tanks, but, you know, does better damage to tanks. But it's like you're just wasting Nano if you're using it on a sniper character. There's really no point. Wasted Nano. Anna, she has a perk where she literally self-nanos all the time, so, I mean, it's a great Nano. I wouldn't say it's a combo, because it's not really a combo, but you're nanoing yourself. Yeah, great Nano, man. Good job. You know, she can nano herself. Good stuff, Blizzard. I think it's great. No, it really is good, though. That perk is insane. Baptiste, you know, he's great with it. He does a lot of damage with it. But the thing is, right, is there's probably better targets on your team to give than your support, the other Nano boost. A lot of the supports are probably going to go in this category just by the nature of the role. It's just going to be more valuable on another teammate, on a DPS, on a tank, or something like that. His damage, Bap, is insane with it, you know? He's really good with it. But, you know, there's just other targets that are better. Same with Brig, you know. Brig, you nano her to save her life. That goes for every hero in the game, actually. Maybe I should add another tier that says to save their life and put all of them in there. Because, you know, Nano does, like, what is it, 250 healing instantly. So I would Nano any hero in the game, who, no matter who it is, to save their life. But that's besides the point. Nano Brig, it's decent. It can win a fight. I wouldn't, it's not my first target, though. Same with Illari. Illari does pretty good damage. You don't really ideally want to nano your other support. In most cases, it can be used better on someone else. Juno is going to be in the never nano, though. There's really no situation where you ever want to nano Juno and then she does DPS too. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of nano Juno. Doesn't really belong there. Kiriko, it's like, yeah, why would you nano this character? I can't even put it in can work. I mean, it can't work. She does insane damage, but the headshots are kind of like inconsistent and hard to land. And because of that, I would just stay away from nanoing Kiriko. Same with Lifeweaver. Actually, he's going to go in the I want to lose the game tier because The nature of this hero's kit, like, you don't really want to be DPSing on this character just because you have to be constantly charging the heals with it. You know, I really wish they would change this character and make it so his damage would charge up his heal. That's a whole different topic for a different video, though. But just Lifeweaver sucks ass, man. You don't want to be DPSing on this hero unless it's like to break barriers or whatever. So yeah, and it's really inconsistent unless he's like up in your face, which you don't want to be on this character. So yeah, that's definitely I want to lose the game tier. Lucio, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, sure, you could justify some damage boost on him, but it's like there's definitely better targets. He's already survivable enough on his own. His ult makes him survive. It's just a wasted nano, in my opinion. Mercy is I want to lose the game. You can make an argument for Nano Valkyrie, but it's like you don't really want to be using both support ults to nano the Mercy because then you don't have a support ult for next fight. Easily want to lose the game tier. No questions. Moira, you know, I want to put it in good combo or great nano, but just you don't really want to be using both support ults if you nano Coalescence because you just don't want to blow both support ults. Like, that's pretty self-explanatory. She's good with it, but you know, there's just a lot of other characters that are better with it. So I'll put it in that ideal but can work, you know. It's like okay. And then Zen, probably go in that same tier. I love Zen. Zen is my main, but you know, I can't really justify giving Zen the nano over other heroes. His damage is insanely good with it. Just, you know, there's just other heroes that can do it better. And the new hero Freya doesn't come out for, you know, until season 16. If I had to guess, I didn't really play with her all that much. She's kind of unlike the sniper characters, right? So she doesn't really one-shot. I think she's going to be pretty good with it, you know? I feel like she's going to be pretty good with it. Her damage alone is going to be insane. So if it was Freya, I would probably put it up in great nano. That's my prediction, though. That's pretty much going to do it, guys. I just wanted to ramble on about Overwatch for a minute and just shit out a quick video really quick. So let me know what you think in the comments. Are there any you agree with, any you disagree with? Call me stupid, man. Let me know what I did wrong here. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Have a nice day. Goodbye.